Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is NXT. We are getting closer and closer with every day that passes to the iconic NXT TakeOver San Antonio. I think it is. I'm going to hope that it is. But the night before the Royal Rumble, of course, NXT will look to take over, and what a card it has promised for us. The 4 title matches lined up already, looking out of this world. And well, we found out the majority of them last week, to be fair, and you see right there how we're going to kick off this show. The winner of that 10-man Battle Royal, and the man who will face Kurt Angle for the NXT Global Championship. The Big Show will come out here to talk about last week's victory and what the world's largest athlete has in mind towards his match against Kurt Angle. That one is going to be one where Angle's going to have his back up against the wall, but you know the Olympic Wrestling Machine is going to do whatever it takes to walk out the winner of it. There is a lot more to talk about in tonight's episode of NXT, but as for right now, we're going to leave it short and simple. This main event is a big one. Matt Riddle, who made his debut last week in this universe, already getting a chance to go right up to the top, as he will go one-on-one against the NXT champion Coren. The first time we will see this man in action since he won the NXT championship at TakeOver Toronto, with his match against Okada sealed at tables, ladders and chairs at TakeOver. How will he compete here tonight, knowing that is in his future and Okada is in his sights? We'll find out when we get there, but for right now, let's start things off with the Big Show. And here he is, making his way out the winner. He came in at number 2, and he went all the way to the end, eliminating about half the field, I believe it was. The likes of Pete Dunne had no chance of getting rid of the Big Show. He headed in there with one thing in mind, and it was to make sure that he eliminated everyone and no one could eliminate him. No one ganged up on the Big Show, and they paid for it, as he's going to take over, and the rest of those talented athletes in there are not. Big Show, first port of call is discussing that victory and discussing how he knew everyone in that Battle Royal was too stupid to gang up on the Big Show. From the moment he came in, it didn't matter if it was number 1 or number 10, Big Show was going to take over because he is the smartest of the bunch. And when Big Show goes to take over, in his eyes, it is set in stone. There is nothing that Kurt Angle can do that will stop Big Show from achieving his destiny. It is time for the world's largest athlete to once again have the taste of gold around his waist. Whoa, wait a minute. What? Bret Hart? We haven't seen Bret, I don't believe, since maybe TakeOver, I think, when he lost to Kurt Angle in the 2 out of 3 2 out of 3 submission fall match. 2 out of 3 submissions, that's the one I was looking for. But it has been a long time since we have last seen him. And Bret the Hitman Hart, surprise, surprise, does not look best pleased to be here. The only other global champion in the history of NXT. The first ever one. He is going face to face with a man who is the number 1 contender. And Bret looks absolutely disgusted at him. And his first port of call is to almost downplay Big Show's victory. You only won because I wasn't there. If Bret the Hitman Hart was in that matchup, you know he would have Kurt Angle at TakeOver. In his eyes, it was bull that he wasn't allowed in that match. And Bret Hart continuing on right now, saying that if he had something to do about it, if he was in that Battle Royal, he knows he would win it. He knows the Big Show could do nothing against him. Bret the Hitman Hart is the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be for a reason. And Big Show sadly didn't find that one out in the Battle Royal. Oh, wow. Look at that from a response from Big Show. Are you going to whine and complain, or are you going to do something about it? Because Big Show has just the thing in mind. If you want to think that you're better than Big Show, let's have a match right here, right now. And if Bret wins, he can have Big Show's spot a TakeOver. I guess we're not going to play around right away. Referees come down to the ring for this one, and this match has begun. Here we go, we're underway with this one now. An immediate, I guess, number 1 contenders match, I guess is what you'd call it. But, we're continuing on here from what just happened. Bret the Hitman Hart is going to go one-on-one against the Big Show. If he wins here, he's going to get his hands on Kurt Angle once more. If Big Show wins, well, it's going to be a... it's going to be remaining Big Show against Kurt Angle for that NXT Global Championship. Bret Hart obsessed, it seems, with that title. He wants it back no matter what. And he's going to have to try and go through the Big Show to get it. Well, certainly not how we expected to start things off here in NXT, but it certainly is how we're going to go about it. And right now, Bret is looking like he bit off way more than he could chew. He is having some difficulties with the Big Show, but he's able to get a counter there. Hodge headbutt there. I'm surprised it hurt Big Show more than it hurt Bret. Bret able to pull out the reversal and attacks the back there of the Big Show. What more will this is, yep, that is exactly what Bret had to do, and it is smart as well. Hone in on the legs, target them, and the rest will shortly follow. Take away the vertical base of the big man as well, and you are getting on the right path to becoming the #1 contender. You can lock in that sharpshooting, you can guarantee a submission victory for you as well. I'm not the biggest fan of Bret. In fact, I don't really have much respect for Bret, but I think this is incredibly smart, to say the least. Big leg drop there against Big Show, and goes for an early cover here on him. Didn't even hook the legs that he'd been working on, which gave so much more power for Big Show to kick out of. Just try to splash Big Show there and basically just grazed him. Big Show batting it off and hits a hard headbutt there. I'm not too sure who I'd want to side with in this one. I mean, you got Big Show, who just came out here and said that Kurt Angle has no chance of defeating him. And then you got Bret Hart, who has made it almost a task to be hated by everyone in NXT. Even the NXT champion, I was about to say even the NXT champion doesn't like him, but the NXT champion doesn't like anyone, so it's not really that special. Counter there by Bret, cross body, and Big Show will go down. Big move there by Bret, and he continues on now. Going after the leg once again. Right down there. And kind of the calf, I think, more so than anything. Maybe in the, I forgot what the fucking front of the calf is called. Go on. I'm smart with that one. But anyway, we'll focus away from that. And we'll focus back on this matchup right now. What else can Bret Hart come up with? Big Show dazed there, but only temporary. Big counter by the Big Show. And now the strength of this man. Gorilla press slam like it was nothing. Big Show feeling like it's time to maybe wrap this one up. Look at this now. Running at Bret Hart here. Irish whip into the corner. And oh my God. And off the ropes comes Big Show with a splash. That was everything that Bret Hart didn't want and more. Spear now by the Big Show. And what should be coming up next is a move that has put away a great many and may well put away Bret the Hitman Hart here tonight. Big Show brings him up. Looking for maybe a backbreaker before all that, and Bret finds his way out of it. Of course he does. He's Bret Hart. He knows a counter to everyone's. He knows a counter to everything, basically. Oh! Bret Hart going low there, though. Bret has played this one tactically. He's trying to not lift the Big Show, but he just did there with a huge pile driver. What a move there by Bret Hart, using all of his strength to lift him up, and now has him in prime position to lock it in. Wrapping the big legs around, sharpshooter applied to the Big Show, and this could be what sends him to take over San Antonio. Will Big Show have bitten off more than he can chew? Is Bret Hart set for a third match with Kurt Angle? He's got it locked in tight, but Big Show found his way out of it. Bret honed in on the legs, and it still wasn't enough to finish this one off. Headbutt there to the back, and Big Show now is on the attack. Oh, and he might be more than on the attack. He might be on his way to take over for certain. No, not going to be it. The choke slam by the Big Show. A move that eliminated, I think, 2 or 3 from that battle royal. And I think just finished Bret the Hitman Hart's hopes of going to takeover. 1, 2, 3. Big Show is your winner, and it is settled. At NXT TakeOver San Antonio, the Big Show will face Kurt Angle for the NXT Global Championship. Bret the Hitman Hart tried and failed in his attempts to get another shot at the gold. And there you have it. It is set in stone. The world's largest athlete against the Olympic wrestling machine. What will happen when those two sides collide? for that NXT Global Championship? I guess we're going to find out. Who do you think is going to take this one home? Personally, as great as Kurt Angle is, I think this is without a doubt one of the biggest challenges he's faced in a long time. Well, we'll find out with some 2 weeks now, I believe, 2.5 weeks from NXT TakeOver, something along those lines. 2 weeks, I know, shush. But we're almost there. And there is your winner anyway to kick things off in NXT tonight. But we're going to continue on, because coming up next, we're looking at the NXT Women's Division, and we're looking at something outside of the NXT Women's title. Coming up next, Mickie James and Ember Moon will team up to take on the newly formed duo of Tessa Blanchard and Jazzy Gabert. Well, this one has brewed up over the last 2 weeks, and it comes to a head here tonight. Mickie James and Ember Moon have been the victim of attacks from this newly formed duo ever since they made their debut around here, ever since they became a front, ever since they wanted to just go after anyone and everyone, and they're doing so right now. They're not even giving Mickie James a chance to make her way down the ramp. Gabert and Blanchard have come in with one thing in mind, and that is to pick on Ember Moon. That is to get the that is on Mickie James, to get the jump on her early. Ember Moon has quickly come to make the save, and Jazzy Gabert has gone to take care of her, allowing Blanchard and James to be left alone. Both these women have been laid out over the last 2 weeks. It was Ember Moon who was laid out by Jazzy Gabert backstage. It was Tessa Blanchard who was laid out by Mickie James in the same week. And then last week, Jazzy Gabert laid out both Mickie James and Ember Moon following her victory over Mickie James. But we're here tonight now, and these four women all have bad blood with the other, and we're looking to settle it here tonight. Jazzy Gabert's up on the apron, but I'm not seeing Ember Moon yet. She may be... Is she down? No, Nope, there she is. I think she only just got on the apron. If that's the case, then I imagine off camera somewhere, Jazzy Gabert was doing a number on Ember Moon. Look at these two women going at it here in the ring right now, though. Big counter by Tessa Blanchard there, and a big forearm shot as well. Will drive her down, and I imagine it's going to be not a lot of time until we see the alpha female making her way in this one. And oh, here we go. Jazzy Gabert tagged in, and that is a lot of weight to come flying at you. Mickie James in trouble already, and she gets clubbed down now. Jazzy Gabert is going to use her power to her advantage here right from the get-go. Bringing herself down with that powerbomb. Mickie James clawing herself up to her feet, but for what purpose? For what use is that going to provide? Makes a counter there, and Tessa Blanchard making the save there for a tag team partner. Of course, these two women said they are the strongest duo there is in the NXT Women's Division. No iconic duo comes close to what these two can bring to the table. Well, now here tonight, they get to prove that point against the two women who they have been tearing apart ever since they formed. Look at this by Ember Moon, to be fair. Great strength being shown there as she brings Jazzy Gabert down. Up on the second rope. Now there's a long way away for Ember Moon to fly. I don't know if that's going to work out there. Well, it didn't. And even if it did, I'm not too sure if it would have phased Jazzy Gabert that much, given her known strength. Clubbing blows now into the back of Ember Moon. Jazzy Gabert knows just what she's doing, and she enjoys every moment of it. Tag made here. In comes Tessa Blanchard now. A double team move there between these two. They only made their mission knowledge to everyone last week, but they already look like they've been a well-oiled unit over this last week. Almost two opposites colliding here. A very serious woman in Jazzy Gabert. You can see from her scowl on the outside as she watches on here. Tessa Blanchard, meanwhile, well, very cocky, confident. And we've seen she's the mouthpiece of these two. Digging the knees into the gut there of Ember Moon. A woman who has come close to winning the NXT Women's Championship on more than one occasion, but right now is falling victim to these two. Mickie James will get the tag in here, and oh, the referee got clattered at some point along the lines there. And with the ref down now, they'll use that to their advantage. Gabert takes down James and smashes away at her. She saw the opening and she's capitalizing. The referee ain't getting up. And that will assist Jazzy Gabert in evening the scores for her team. Ember Moon still down on the outside, and meanwhile in the ring, oh God, single underhook DDT. We've got Tessa Blanchard about to look like she is going to beat Mickie James here. Up on the top rope she goes, and here it comes from the top. Magnum connects, and the cover on it right away. Ember Moon makes the save to a move almost as good as hers, maybe even better. I don't think Mickie James, was kicking out of that one. I don't think Ember Moon's going to be getting up to her feet after everything that she just got hit with. 2 back suplexes and a German suplex there. Blanchard tags out now, and here we go. We're about to see this one. Well, this is about to come to an end. Here it comes. And down with Mickie James. This is the new dominant duo in the NXT Women's Division. Take notice, everyone, including you, Kairi Sane. No one is safe. Tessa Blanchard and Jazzy Gabert, your winners here. They just tormented their way into the pages of the NXT Women's Division. Opposites attract, it seems, when they have the same plan in mind, when they have the same purpose. They say they're here to save the NXT Women's Division. Well, one thing that certainly wasn't saved there was Mickie James and Ember Moon from a beatdown from these two. What does this mean going forward? Do we have a new duo who is going to take it to anyone? No matter what their allegiance is to NXT or to this crowd, is everyone public enemy to these two women? I guess we're going to find out as time goes on. But Mickie James and Ember Moon can be scratched off that list already. Well, there we go. Domination, I think is the nicest way to put it, for these two women. And the man coming up next has had 2 pretty successful victories in his own right, 2 that you could call domination. And he'll be looking for a 3rd here. Coming up next, No Way Jose against Tye Dillinger. Well, let's get into this one. We need a little bit of livening up here on NXT. We need a little bit of a fiesta, and this is the man who can bring that to us without a shadow of a doubt. No Way Jose will make his way out here to bring smiles to everyone in the Hammerstein Ballroom, yours truly included. And here he comes, ready for this matchup here tonight against Tye Dillinger. A man who is all party on the way to the ring, but very serious when it comes to the match itself. No Way Jose is ready for... Whoa, that's Big Cass! Big Cass is coming from out of nowhere! Big Cass attacking No Way Jose now! Oh, this was uncalled for, completely unnecessary by Big Cass. And he's taken No Way Jose off guard here. We haven't seen Big Cass, I don't think, since he lost to Leo Rush. A takeover, but Jose is fighting back now. Not too happy, it seems, with what Big Cass had in mind here. No Way Jose, proving that he's more than just a dancing man, proving that he's a serious fighter, and he's trying to fight back here from the jump that Big Cass got on him. Cass, though, moves out of the way, and a hard punch will deck No Way Jose now. Now we've come some ways down the ramp. Big Cass has ripped off the jacket of No Way Jose, and now he's just tearing him apart in the ring. A big clothesline there will bring him down. Big Cass has some kind of problem with No Way Jose, and he's dealing with it right here, right now. No Way Jose, though, still looking to try and fight back, but he's sent to the outside there by Cass. Doesn't seem as if Big Cass really cares too much about what he does, just so long as he gets it done, and the chair shot there to the back of No Way Jose, now clubbing away into this man repeatedly. I have no idea why Big Cass is doing this, but he seems like he doesn't care. He seems very happy with what he's doing, and now he's calling him up, calling No Way Jose to his feet, so he can bring him right back down, courtesy of the East River Crossing. Big Cass has shown that No Way Jose has been given his warning, and from now on, people better pay attention to Big Cass and not the man laying out in the ring. well, from one extreme to the other, I guess. Without even a moment to spare, Chris Sabin is making his way to the ring. No way, Jose was just being helped up to the back, and now Chris Sabin's come along with one thing in mind, it seems, and that is about, I would assume, NXT TakeOver and that tag team turmoil match that's going on. And that is exactly what it is. Chris Sabin, as great as it is that his DCC are going on to TakeOver, as great as it is that he is going to be holding it for a tag team title opportunity, he believes that he has things that need settling. And so he's calling for action right now. He wants it, he wants to hear it, and he wants to get what he wants. If people like Coren can go around and get what they want, then Chris Sabin wants it as well. He is asking that Stone Cold comes out here and gives Chris Sabin exactly what he wants. And you know what the rule is around here. Speak his name and the glass will shatter. Stone Cold heading towards the ring, now known as the NXT Commissioner. The one who will sort out all the business, heading towards the NXT General Manager, the mouthpiece of him, and even to an extent the bodyguard of him. Stone Cold is here tonight to take care of yet more business. NXT, a spot of turmoil wherever you go. And Stone Cold Steve Austin is going to deal with said turmoil in the NXT Tag Team division right here, right now. It is set for NXT TakeOver that American Alpha will defend their belts against the DCC and SAnitY. And I guess Steve Austin is going to be told something here by Sabin and be told to put it in stone to settle this, whatever this unfinished business that Chris Sabin has once and for all. And that's exactly what Stone Cold has gone to talk about. If he has something to say, then hurry up and say it. Don't come out here and waste Stone Cold Steve Austin's time, or you're going to get a can of ass whooping towards you. Stone Cold wants to know what Chris Sabin is whining and whinging about. You've got your title shot in NXT TakeOver San Antonio. What more do you want, you ungrateful bastard? Chris Sabin wants to hear it from the horse's mouth. He wants to get his shot. He wants to finish business with SAnitY next week. He wants to put this all away. He wants to cause as much chaos and havoc to NXT as humanly possible. But the only thing is, he'll only do it if Stone Cold and the NXT General Manager will allow it. If you think Stone Cold's going to let that tag team match happen, well, give him a hell yeah. Chris Sabin, you want it, you got it. You want to cause chaos with SAnitY? Then that is exactly what you'll get. Next week, DCC and SAnitY, no disqualification, tag team matchup. Let's settle this little spat before TakeOver, and then we can find out which one of you is going to take home the belt. And Chris Sabin says while he would thank Stone Cold, he would rather let him know of a warning. Whatever happens next week within this ring, he allowed it. He let it happen. So the blood that will pour from SAnity's forehead and the drips that will come from Eric Young are on his hands. And Stone Cold, quite simply put, he doesn't give a damn that the blood will be in his hands. He wants blood. He expects blood. He expects more than just blood from the DCC and SAnitY. Let them tear each other apart. It'll only prove that NXT is all about the past, present, and future, and they will prove it next week. And he hopes that they tear each other apart, because that's just what he wants to see, and that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold. Well, we've got that set up for next week, and man alive, am I looking forward to that one, but there are other things that we need to sort out before we get there. One of them being, of course, the NXT Women's Championship matchup at TakeOver. Peyton Royce's iconic duo partner, Billie Kay, is set to have that match against Kairi Sane for the NXT Women's Championship. Well, here tonight, Royce will have a little bit to do when it comes to softening up Kairi Sane before TakeOver. We've seen Sane now lose twice to Billie Kay. Last week had a lot to play when it came to Peyton Royce. She distracted the referee. She distracted Kairi Sane, my apologies, which allowed Billie Kay to get that roll up from behind, which sent her to TakeOver. Peyton Royce looking out for her iconic duo member and looking out for for her friend in order for them to both, in her mind I imagine, hold the NXT Women's Championship. Peyton Royce has held it before. Now it could be Billie Kay's turn at TakeOver San Antonio. We'll see about that when that night rolls around. But here tonight, she is going to have to go this one alone. Billie Kay said she is warming up for this match against TakeOver. She's not going to take Kairi Sane lightly at all when it comes to that night. So instead, Peyton Royce will stand in this ring by herself to get ready to face this woman right here. The NXT Women's Champion, Kairi Sane, is ready for this one. How will she do? It has been a struggling time for Sane since winning that belt. She needs to turn things around quickly, and a win here tonight is more than needed over Peyton Royce. Kairi Sane has, she dethroned the incredible NXT Women's Champion and current SmackDown Live Women's Champion, Nikki Cross. The night before Nikki Cross won the SmackDown Live Women's Championship at TakeOver Toronto, and she wants to try and hold on to that as quickly as possible. But she's really struggling, it seems, to hold on to that belt right now. After all these losses to Billie Kay, could third times be the charm for Kairi Sane at TakeOver? Well, she's got to try and get there in the first place and get there with a bit of morale, because right now I think she's got nothing going for her. Well, we'll see what'll happen here tonight when she takes on her opponent's best friend in Peyton Royce. And they're going back and forth right now, these two women are. Great bit of counters there, and Royce will yank the hair and pull Kairi Sane down there. Big drop kick into the back as well, as the former NXT Women's Champion now looks to go to work from the early goings here. Nice counter though, sends her into the turnbuckle, and big knee in the gut there. You can see the expression there on the face of Peyton Royce as she was lifted up into the air. A little bit of shock, a little bit of surprise, and now Kairi Sane will continue to go to work here. Nice fireman's carry slammed, fireman's carry driver, I guess is what you'd say, but it's an early kick out from Peyton Royce. Went for the running knee there, moved out of the way, and Royce with a hurricanrana, using her large legs there to her advantage. Let's see what else Sane has in store for Royce here. She gets out of that one, back up to her feet, went for the Michinoku driver. Peyton Royce got out of it, but a spinning back fist will send down Peyton Royce there, and this one continues on now. Lovely slam there, and Sane already going to take things up to the top rope. Is she thinking about trying to put this one away already? Kairi Sane, the insane elbow from out of left field, looking for the victory, and Peyton Royce kicks out at 2. Ooh, she was close. She was very close indeed to putting this one behind her right away and focusing back on TakeOver. Back suplex there, hooks that leg in and goes for the cover here. Great bridge, but Royce able to kick out at 2. She is beaten in to the former NXT Women's Champion right now, and I imagine she is hoping that Billie Kay is watching every little bit of it, but the spinning heel kick there will drive Kairi Sane down. And Sane almost looked like she had the sense knocked out of her from it. Great counter there by Peyton Royce, and now using her long leg there for that leg drop. She knows what her advantages are, and she just used one right there to try and get the upper hand. Catches the leg, dragon screw there. Peyton Royce is now making life as difficult as possible for the NXT Women's Champion. It wouldn't surprise me if Royce in some way tried to injure a body part of Kairi Sane, and there you have it, tearing apart the top turnbuckle there. Perhaps trying to disfigure the face, which allows that big boot of Billie Kay's when she nails it to finish off the job once and for all. But Kairi Sane right now is focused on one thing, and that is victory for her. Brings Peyton Royce up to the top rope here. Big high knee there, huge leap to hit that one. What are we going to see from Kairi Sane now? She got her up here. I think we saw this at TakeOver. The fireman's carry driver brings her down and lands, able to roll back to her feet. Kairi Sane now will look to finish this one off again. Claws herself to the top rope. Sane in position. The insane elbow from the champion. Will this be the move that could retain that title for its San Antonio? Well, it's the move that beat Peyton Royce here tonight. Victory for Kairi Sane, and finally, one after a long time. There may be a whole lot going on in the NXT Women's Division, but Sane can at least celebrate this victory here tonight. Though it may not be for too long, because here comes her number one contender, Billie Kay, with the element of surprise, yanking Kairi Sane off the top rope there. And now here goes Kay, looking to beat down into Kairi Sane, but Sane able to counter here. She's fighting back here. She ain't gonna let Billie Kay get the upper hand on her. Clotheslines her up and over. Kairi Sane stands tall in the ring. Billie Kay looked for the element of surprise, and it backfired. Sane is taking no prisoners on the warpath to take over. Well, there we go. For the first time in, I think, in a long time, may even be the first time in her tenure as champion, Kairi Sane has stood tall over Billie Kay. Great stuff for her there, and something that she can at least be somewhat happy about, because Jesus, is it getting really troublesome in the NXT Women's Division, not only with them two and their title match, but with the rising threat of Blanchard and Gabert on their way. But we'll talk about that more next week. As for right now, we got an incredible main event coming up for you here tonight. Matt Riddle makes his debut here in the Hammerstein Ballroom as he gets ready to go one-on-one against the NXT champion himself. Riddle, who made his spectacular debut in that 10-man battle royal, really took me by surprise, and I think everyone who was watching as well. He didn't end up winning it, of course. That battle royal, as we saw earlier tonight, won by the Big Show, but still goes to show you how serious Matt Riddle is being taken on NXT when his first match here, he's got a main event match against the NXT champion, a man we haven't seen in ring for a long time, and a man who does not give a damn about that championship. Holds it in his arm, just kind of grabbing onto it there before putting it on his shoulder. That's the NXT champion. The first time he's been seen with that belt since he won it at TakeOver Toronto. He's been around, he's run his mouth a few times, but now here tonight, it is all about business for Coren. It is all about that eventual rematch with Okada. As Stone Cold said last week, they're looking to end this once and for all, to finish this where it all began, and to allow this dreaded rivalry to meet its final chapter. Coren and Okada, tables, ladders and chairs next. NXT TakeOver 2 weeks from now. And as much as Coren seems to have just a dastardly smirk on his face, right now he's got to put his mind towards Matt Riddle, because this is a man who he knows he can't overlook. Well, alright, here we go. It is main event time. How will Matt Riddle do against the NXT champion? Well, right away from the get-go there, Coren got the upper hand on Riddle. And we'll see how this one goes as time goes on. I mean, this is a big chance for Riddle, and the last thing he probably wants to do is drop the ball on it. But this is a man who has left a basically, oh my god, a sea of destruction and broken bodies on his way to that NXT championship. Here's the reason why Stone Cold Steve Austin, I believe, has retired from this universe. He is the reason why so much pain and discomfort is caused in NXT, and he thrives in it. He loves every moment of that because he knows he caused that. He knows that he did it. And I imagine the sweetest one of them all is knowing that he beat Okada for the NXT championship at TakeOver Toronto, and with that rematch incoming at TakeOver San Antonio, I cannot wait to see it. I cannot wait to see this one come to an end. It has been an incredible feud, and when it eventually ends, it is going to be out of this world. But before we get to that, we have got Coren and Matt Riddle going at it right now for us here to witness. Big counter there by Coren, and now he's got Riddle in his clutches. Suplex powerbomb there by the NXT champion. And now he goes to work, systematically breaking down his opponent here in the way that he likes to. Look at this, bowing in front of Matt Riddle. Absolute no respect shown at all. Almost not really showing respect there, but almost just kind of, I guess the way he is mocking Matt Riddle right now as he is falling to everything Coren is striking at him. Into the turnbuckle now, but Riddle able to counter his way out of it. Can he get something going for himself here? Yes, he can. Back suplex turns it into a facebuster. The champ down temporarily, and Riddle will look to capitalize here. Has but for the power slam and dumps him down there with a stun gun. Oh, this is a mistake though by Matt Riddle. You never turn your eyes off the champion. You never put your attention away from Coren. But for Riddle it has worked, and those hard kicks of his. Riddle, of course, a former UFC fighter. So you can imagine how hard those kicks are coming even without the kick pads that, of course, he doesn't use. But oh, backwards lariat there into the back of the head. Coren jumps into the cover but only gets a 1 count. That was slick though by him. That was really quick as well. Up on the top rope now, the NXT champion resides. Looking to come down on Matt Riddle. Cannonball caught. What a catch there by Riddle. But he took too long, and Coren's able to get himself out of it. And now, oh, he's the one sent up and over the top rope. Coren on the outside now. Can Riddle get something going here? Let's see what will happen right now. The champ on the outside. And Riddle drops down. We're going to have a bit of a brawl maybe on the outside between these two. Matt Riddle, I wouldn't have expected this from him in his debut, but it's certainly what he's bringing to the table right now against the champion. I guess you've got to do anything to prove yourself against Coren. Good stuff going on here by Riddle. Counter though by Coren and sent on his way. I'm glad that he went on his way and not into the ring pole. But look at this now. As Riddle tries to recover on the outside, he's mocking him. He's trying to get him to come up to his feet. Riddle returns at the count of 6. Thankfully, in a collision between the two there, but nothing much will come of it. And now here come more strikes here by Coren. Elbow, kick, and a big knee to follow suit. You know Coren loves every move that he got to deliver there. Getting to outstrike in his eyes. The MMA fighter, look at this now, a single leg lock. That is a really tightly locked in submission. Will Matt Riddle be forced to tap out to it? Maybe that is a weakness that Riddle has. You know, no boots, no kick pads, means that those submission hurt that just a bit more, but Riddle able to fight out of it there. Great stuff, back up to his feet now, even albeit stumbling somewhat, but oh, look at that, it's right back into those strikes. But Riddle very quick to counter there. Can he get something going for himself now? All credit where credit's due to Matt Riddle. He is going back and forth here with Coren in his debut. Look at this. Oh, the ripcord knee. Riddle got all of it. Cover on Coren for the victory. Would it be a shock win for Riddle? No, it won't. Coren kicks out at 1 there. But the champ could be in trouble maybe. Riddle. Big kick in the back there. What more does he have in store for the champion? Nothing more right now as Coren brings out the counter. Hard forearm shot in the face as well. Oh no, we saw this at TakeOver. Off the ropes and into the power bomb. There's the cover. There's 2, and Riddle thankfully gets the shoulder up. What more will this man do to his opponent here? What more will he do to send the message to Okada? Oh, a buckle bomb for Riddle. That's what he had in store for him. A true element of surprise arriving there as he floored him with that one. And now what are we going to see? Coren going to the legs. Oh no, we've seen this from him in the past. The Indian Deathlock. The Indian Deathlock being applied. Think of figure 4, but even more pain, and with nothing to protect him, it is just a boot being kicked against a bone right now. Riddle is tough, but I'm not too sure if he's tough enough to withstand this. Can he get his way out of it? Will he be able to escape and keep his hopes alive here against the champion? Yes, he will. And look at this now, the immediate fight back and over the top rope to the outside. Matt Riddle sends Coren. Great stuff here to witness from this man on his NXT singles debut. And the crowd is trying to will him on here against the champion. They'd will anyone on against Coren. And who can blame them? But Coren now has something in mind here. Up in the powerbomb position once more is Riddle. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, God. Apron powerbomb. And then into the LED board. Jesus. Talk about taking something too far. Matt Riddle, he just went into an LED board. He may well have a concussion, but who doesn't care? Oh, that's right. This man right here, Coren, and he will capitalize on it. Double underhook brainbuster. Riddle fought valiantly, but that changed everything. An incoming victory for Coren. It's imminent. Here we go. Clock strikes 12. Riddle down, and I believe out. Throws him over with immediate move there and into the pin. Okada, hope you got the message, but Riddle kicks out. And Coren does not believe it. Well, take it in your stride, because this man just kicked out of your finishing maneuver. But Coren, well, he's continuing on. Of course he is. I'm surprised that Riddle found a way to kick out of all of that, given everything he got hit with. And he's fighting back here. Reverse DDT on the outside now. What can Matt Riddle do here to give the NXT champion cause for concern, to give Okada, wherever he's watching from, reason to be proud of Riddle's performance here tonight? Count up to 5 here and a big knee into the head of the champion. Come on, Riddle, keep it going. Riddle sends them back into the ring here, and he could have something in store now for the champion. Come on. He's been busted open by him. A little bit of revenge. Blood for blood. I would not be sad if I saw Coren bleeding. I could certainly say that, but he kicked out there once again. Riddle has tried to think of so much to put away the champion here, and he's just been unable to. But here we go again. The ripcord knee. He got it! Almost like a rainmaker with the way he locks in the leg. Matt Riddle there brings the champ down. Coren down. Struggling. Come on, Riddle. Capitalize right away. Don't go to the crowd. This is not a time to try and get them on your side. This is a time to go about business. But Coren, of course, being the man he is able to try and bring a stop to it all. But Riddle reverses the suplex there. We're going to see something now from Riddle. What else does he have in store for the champion here? Counter though by Coren. Big spinning kick in the gut and brings him in again. No, 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 no. Double underhook brainbuster. Look at the blood that pours from Riddle's face now. Oh, no. No, not again. He wants bragging rights, doesn't he? He wants to say he made a former UFC fighter submit. Coren with the Indian deathlock on Riddle here. Riddle's blood pouring down his head. He had no choice. He had no choice. Riddle submits. Coren, your winner on the road to TakeOver, and you know he's oh so proud of himself for that one. The NXT champion is your winner, and he floors him, but he's got no time to celebrate. Here he is, Okada, for the first time since TakeOver, gets his hands on the champion. Death Valley driver here. This is what I wanted to see. This is what I was hoping to see for so long. Okada, though, looking for something here. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Coren reverses. Tombstone to Okada. This can't be happening. Do something about this, Okada. Do something about it now. Okada certainly is. Trap arm neck breaker there. These two men are going to kill one another at TakeOver. You know that's the truth. Okada goes to fly. Coren moves out of the way, and Coren's legging it. Coren's running for it, but a TakeOver, there'll be no place to run. There'll be no place to hide from Okada. He'll have to go face to face with a man who wants to end his career. At TakeOver, these two men are going to kill each other to be NXT champion.